Hello. Hello. Yo, yo, yo. One more. Hey guys, welcome to another show. This is a new show, obviously. This one is a little bit different, as you can tell. This is more of a conversation between you and me, right? If you're a woman watching this, hello. If you're a guy, pause. How you doing, guys? My name is Tino, as you know, co-founder of Z-CarCulture. And so this show, to me, is just going to be a relaxed version. Like I said, I'm just going to be talking about different things that fascinate me as a car enthusiast in Zimbabwe. And I want to share that with you. And I'm going to start off with topics that are actually near and dear to my heart. And so this first episode is going to be dedicated to the one thing that I hate, but I have to enjoy and experience and interact with every single day of my life. You read the title, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about Kombis, we're talking about mushikashikas. The bane of my existence. I really don't like these things, but you know, we're too broke to actually buy cars, so this is what we're gonna deal with. So in the show, I'm gonna be talking about the various grievances or annoyances I have with Kombis and mushikashikas, right? And obviously they vary from different levels, from like sorry. So, and they're gonna vary differently, you know, in terms of how extreme they are or how they make me feel and how they affect me, right? So it's gonna be a tier list, because I've always wanted to do a tier list. So let's do it. We're gonna start off with S tier, which is like the most annoying and should be stopped and just downright I can't even put it into words. It's just that bad. Down to D tier, which is more like it's annoying, but you know, you can live with it, right? So without further ado, let's get started with the tier list. So starting us off with the first one on the list, and it involves not even getting into the Kombi. Like, the experience of the lead up to getting into a Kombi already sucks, and that is the ranks. The ranks. I'm talking about where you actually go to actually to catch this Kombi. So whether it's fourth, or it's Rizende, or the infamous Copacabana. You know, funny story. I'm actually from Mutare, right? So I didn't know much about Mutare. I didn't know much about Harare, rather. And so when I heard of Copacabana, I was like, ooh, is it like Copacabana, like, you know, in Rio de Janeiro? Like, you know, tropical vibes, you know, refreshing. I'm like, oh, is that what Copacabana? I always heard the name Copacabana. I was like, ooh, what's that? I get here, I move here, and I'm like, so this is Copacabana. Like, guys, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. Why is it even called that? I'm sure there's a reason for it. I might not know what it is, but geez, this is a place you'd want to be. Overcrowded, and trust me, you do not want to be there when it rains. I have experienced this. There'll be water everywhere, but it's not water, right? So that's the thing. It's a concoction of like dirt and other things that I dare not mention, especially if you're eating. But do not go to Copacabana when it rains in your best shoes, because those things will become ruined. I've devoted myself not even wear white sneakers, because the moment you get to any rank or even anywhere in a Kombi, wherever, those things are gonna get dirty. Either someone is gonna step on them, or it's just gonna ruin your fit. It's just gonna ruin your whole day, and that has happened to me time and time again. And so these ranks are just, you don't want to be there. It's overcrowded, it's noisy, and just puts you in a bad mood. And so for this one, I'm putting it at A tier, because yeah, I feel like with this one, it's not really avoidable. I mean, this is going to be part of your interaction almost daily if you're using Kombis, and it just sucks to be there, but it is what it is. You just have to suck it up. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and I still haven't gotten used to it yet, and yeah, it sucks. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Right, now the next thing is related to something I mentioned in the previous one, and that is your outfit, right? Like, when you leave the house, you know that feeling you get. I don't know if girls you can relate to, but guys, you know how it feels like when you get dressed and you're like, yeah, I feel fresh, like I feel good, I look good, my fit is on point, everything is clean, everything is great, you smell good, you're like, yeah. Then you get into a Kombi and you rub shoulders with my Ningi and Auntie Ningi. Now you step out of that Kombi and you're smelling of 50 different perfumes. And it's just, yo. And then there's the shoes. There's a chance that your shoes are going to get stepped onto. Again, this is why I don't like wearing white or light colored sneakers anymore, because every time I used to wear those, by the time I get to work or in town or anything, it's been stepped on, and those stains cannot be removed unless you actually wash the shoes. So it's something that I've always been like, why? Why does this always happen to me? Whereas for me, because I'm tall, so this is bound to happen more often than not, but it just sucks. Like, why can't you just don't step on my toes? Just don't step on my shoes, please. I beg. And it's unfortunate that with Kombis as well, you have to be like cramped inside, so you don't even have the freedom to really like stretch out and everything unless you get like an in-drive or anything like that. But it's unfortunate that, you know, when you come out of that Kombi, all that freshness you had in the morning when you left the house is gone. Now you've got 50 perfumes on you, and some don't even put on perfume, so it's gonna be a bit of sweat here and there from somebody, who knows. And now also your shoes, if you're not careful, those are ruined. Now you're stepping out and you've lost your confidence, you've lost that swag you had when you left. So that sucks, and that's why I'm also putting this on 8 here, because it really sucks and grinds my gears. On to the next one. And the next one is also related to the previous one. It's so connected, man. It's like a Marvel universe. It's all connected. But the next one is, of course, hygiene. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the thing that is inevitable when you get into Kombis, especially now that you're getting into summertime. Haibo. Woo. So first of all, you've got the hygiene of the wind himself, right? So I don't blame this guy 100%, because in the morning they'll be fine, right? But this is summer, so by the time you get into this Kombi at around 3 p.m, this guy has been on the street all day, trying to make ends meet, right? Sweating, been running around, being chased by cops and everything. Dude has had a long day, right? But now he has to join you in this in this hot Kombi, and obviously he has to spread his arms far and wide to grab the money, and also hold on, because you know you can't really sit on the seats. It's also just standing in the Kombi. But yeah, and so you know, nature does what nature does, and you smell that musk, yeah, that manly smell, as Shona people would say, that smell, yeah, moon, like moon, that smell. Yeah, it gets to you, but that's not even the worst part. Then you've got the mouth, the breath also. If they've been slaving out all day and they haven't been hydrating really well, it means that, you know, the mouth is gonna do what the mouth does, right? It's gonna smell not so good. And then they insist on talking a lot. Aye. How recent did this happen? Today. This happened today. And this happens all the time. Every time you get into a Kombi, especially in the summertime, yeah, you better brace yourself, because it's gonna be a concoction of different smells, and not just from the windy, but you know, everyone else that's also been out and about and sweating it out. And you know, now imagine that cocktail, that cocktail of smells all up in there. It's not pretty. Then you also have some guys that own these Kombis that do really devious things, and I'm gonna call you out, because you know, these Kombis that you get into, some of them in the morning, they've got this smell, they've this whiff of the bedroom. If you know, you know, like there's this Kombis that you get into and just like, you know what, yeah, this was somebody's base, that's for sure, because it's just a smell. It's undeniable, and I'm like, guys, you couldn't do it anywhere else. Why did you have to do it in your place of business? Why? Hi, putting this on Pete here. Now this one, I'm just getting heated just by thinking about this. The next one is change, right? So you know how it is. You jump into a Kombi, you got like maybe $5 and you want change. No, that one is even easy. Let me not even go there. You've got $1, right? The fare is 50 cents. So obviously you're supposed to be giving you a zig, right? Zig, for those that don't know, that's 50 cents, you know, in our local currency. So more often than not, these guys will claim that they don't have change, even though you saw them with it. Try to argue, but these guys, you know, they're stubborn like that. If they don't want to give you that change, they're not going to give you that change. Sometimes they won't actually have the change, which sucks. So what they tend to do is they'll bundle you together, or as they say, they'll marry you, right? So if you're two people and you're dropping off at the same location, they'll just give you the dollar and you have to share amongst yourself. Now, the tricky part then comes with who's going to buy something and who's going to get the zig. I was brought up to be a gentleman, right? So the gentleman within me is supposed to say, you know what? Don't worry, you can buy something, they give me the zig. In fact, scratch that. Keep the dollar, I'm good, right? Yeah, I was once like that. But now, things are tight, bro. Things are tight. I don't think you can be broke and be a gentleman at the same time. I don't think those two go hand in hand. Because if you're trying to be a gentleman, you're broke, you're going to be even broker. And it's going to be harder to be a gentleman because it just doesn't work. So nowadays, I'm like, buy something. I want my zig. Buy something. So I do not hesitate with that one. I want my change because that will derail my entire budget for the month if I continue to just let those dollars go, those zigs go. I cannot let them go. I want my zig. And so this one I'm putting at S tier because, like I just mentioned, transport unfortunately is very volatile in Zim. So you can't even budget okay, this amount is going straight to transport because one month it could be an operation and everything is now $1 or even more. Sometimes there's no change and sometimes it just fluctuates, right? And it sucks, so you can never really budget for it. So imagine if you're in one of those months where there's an operation and you have to pay $1 wherever you go. So that's $4 a day for me on transport alone. That is just not possible. That is not feasible, and I'll not allow it. But it's one of those annoyances that I have to deal with because I don't have a car, and so that is going on S tier. Yeah, now this one, this one also sucks. This one really sucks, but there's a way of getting around it. So this next one is constantly getting up for people, right? So when you're in the Kombi and you're sitting in the far left seat, right? That's sort of the one in the aisle. More often than not, if there are people dropping off along the way, you're the one that's going to have to get up, get out, let the people come out, then get back in and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Yeah. And that sucks. But there's a way to mitigate that, obviously. All you gotta do, if you have the option, is to make sure that you're sitting in all those seats that doesn't have that issue. So the furthest to the right you are, especially with the fixed seats, so that's the first two positions counting from the right going to the left. Even the third one from the right, that one is going to be fine too. You're just going to be getting up, but you don't have to get out. But yeah, the first two to the right, those are the ones that you really want to be in, because those ones, you won't have to get up. Or you can sit in the front, and yeah, that's one of the best seats in the house until you crash. But the problem that I have personally is I'm a very tall guy, and the problem is I often than not can't sit in the fixed seats because the leg room is tiny. I don't know what it's made for, but I can never really fit in those seats. So guess where I'll be sitting? Yep, I'm in the aisle, right? So I'm gonna be getting up, getting out, getting in, getting up, getting out, repeat, 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 and repeat. Feel sorry for me, guys. I think I want to just start a GoFundMe at this point. Guys, just $1. If everyone gives me $1, I'm sure I can go to Roro and get something. Please help a brother out. But this one, like I said, is manageable, so I'm putting it in C tier. Right, guess what the next one has in common with the other one? Everything. This one is too many bus stops, right? For the route that I take to work every day, this cannot be more relatable. From town to go to Newlands. Do you know how many bus stops there are from town to Newlands? Yo, those that know this route, those that are commuting using this route, you can relate. Comment below. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How many bus stops are there? There must be 10, right? Or even more. Because before you even leave town, right, there's about 5, right? People dropping off along 5th, along 6th, along 7th, along 8th. Then you got those dropping off along Enterprise, like right by the corner, or by what's that one? The first left turn, Selu. Then someone dropping off at Selu. Then someone is dropping off at the traffic light just after Selu, which is like literally like 50 meters. But someone insists to, calm down. Anyways, after that one, someone drops off at Herbert, then San 60, then Kebab, then Muchango Tena. After that, bus stop, then roundabout, then the clinic, then what's the other one? Argyle, then what's that school? The school with the blue uniform, research, then 75th, then last bus stop, and that's where I drop off. So I would have freaking pickets at like 50 other people with these 50 other bus stops before I get to mine. All the while we're just stopping, and imagine if I'm on the outer seat, I'm getting out, getting in, let's go, getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in. Guys, my one. I think I'm gonna lose my mind just doing this video. But I'm giving this one, let's go BT on this one, because yeah, you really can't control it. You just have to endure it. That's where headphones come in, and some good music or a podcast. Yeah, before you know it, you'll be at your bus stop. But if you don't have that entertainment, it's a long commute. Right, now this one is a more serious one, right? At first I used to joke about this until I realized how much of an epidemic it has become over the years, right? And you can see it with the headlines that pop off almost daily of, Kombi crashes into this, Kombi crashes into that. And I'm talking about these fast and furious drivers. These guys that do not want to use logic. Rationale does not exist in their vocabulary. They do things that are irrational. And the problem I have with that is the stakes are just too high, because he's putting all of our lives into his hands and he's just being reckless with it. Absolutely reckless. This guy will try and avoid traffic at all costs, even in the most stupid ways, like using walkways or going in the oncoming lane, blasting through red robots. Like, what is that? What is that? Like, we've all complained about these guys and there hasn't really been an improvement. I mean, you can try and arrest some of them, do an operation and everything, but it's sort of like been ingrained in our DNA. And the worst part about it is it's spreading, not just to the Kombi drivers, but to everyday drivers too. You can see people doing this habit now of blasting through red robots or going through oncoming traffic just to make sure that they beat traffic. And I get why they're doing it with these Kombi drivers, because it's their job, right? They're trying to meet their quotas. They're trying to do as many trips as possible to maximize their revenue, right? That part I understand, but the way you're doing it is the messed up part, because you see the headlines, you see the tragedies that we're experiencing on these roads, yet they still do it because they're like, nah, that's not me, man. I'm skilled. I can handle my car. Like, these are the guys that didn't have the skill. I have the skill. Until it's them, and then what do you have to say about yourself then? It really sucks. This one, of course, goes into S tier because it's beyond annoying. It's just reckless. It's just not right. It's just not right. And I wish there was something we could do about it. But no matter what you try and do, you can't really change anything, because it's become more of a habit, a culture of just reckless driving. And I don't know where it's going to lead to, and I don't know how many lives we're going to lose for us to really get into our brains that there's a better way of driving, a more mature way of driving. If you're in a hurry, as the conductors would say, because like sometimes the moves that they make is just not necessary, just to save like 2 seconds really off of your commute. Is it really worth these maneuvers you'll be doing? I don't know, man, but to be honest, these guys something has to change. Something really has to change. On to the next one. Right, the next one is directed to my fellow passengers. How dare you? First of all, let me just say that. How dare you? We're all in this space together. What makes you think we want to listen to your TikToks? What makes you think we want to listen to whatever movie or series you're watching? Right? Like, where are your earphones? Where are your earphones? I don't know how many times I've experienced, like, they're just blatantly there. Like, they pull out their phone and they just start playing whatever it is they're playing on their phone, loudly, mind you. And we're all just there like, really? Where are your earphones? Grab your earphones, because we don't want to be listening to whatever it is you're watching, because we can't even see what you're watching, right? Worst if it's TikToks. Now it's just endless scrolling. That's the problem with TikTok again, just endless scrolling. Now you are in a long commute and just listening to this person watching something endlessly, right? This one, of course, I think it's a lot rarer these days, because I think we all become self-aware that, you know, this sort of stuff doesn't fly. So a lot of people obviously have their earphones on or their headphones on. So it's rare, and that's why I'm putting it in the D tier. But come on, read the room, read the Kombi. Come on, you can't be watching something without earphones. That ain't right. Have some respect. Jeez. On to the next one. Now, the next one is a bit of a fascinating one, because this one is... Jeez, it's just fascinating. Picture this, right? You know how it is when you jump into a Kombi with an mushikashika, right? And it's making all these weird sounds, right? Like this. Or you can hear like some grinding or some squeaking or something that sounds mechanical, and something that sounds like it's broken. Something that sounds like it's integral to the movement of this car. Like, without this thing, if this thing dies, this Kombi is not going anywhere. That's that sound you hear, right? And you're thinking, are we gonna make it? This is the one on the list. Are we gonna make it type Kombi? And funny enough, which is the fascinating part, we always do. I think it's testament to how strong these things are, because they go through the most. Like, have you seen the way these Kombi drivers drive their vehicles? Like, through dust, through bad roads, through potholes, they'll go full speed. Whilst these Kombis are making all these sounds, yet somehow we still make it. And you're like, hey, how did we do that? I'm grateful that we did, though, because if a Kombi dies on you, best believe you ain't getting your money back. And the inconvenience of them trying to find another Kombi is also another issue. But like I said, more often than not, you're gonna make it to your destination despite the noises. The noises are concerning, of course, from a safety point of view, because obviously you don't want a Kombi to be making any noise. But the fact that they do and still make it, hey, that's that's something that you don't, that always surprises me. And that's why I'm putting it in C tier, because, you know what, it's not a train smash, but it's concerning. But again, what are you gonna do? Except buy your own car. Okay, now this one is a personal gripe, because I love music, right? I like listening to different genres of music, but you know, the ones that the Kombis be playing, right? These weird mashups or these weird redeems where like the BPM has been increased to like 200, and like these weird Alvin and the Chipmunks type vocals playing, and it's just one song after the other, and they bastardizing even like the hits that you love. And it's never ending. Shout out to Fire Emoji. That song is bloody long. Fire Emoji can... I don't know how many people on Fire Emoji, but it's like freaking 15 people. Each one is like long as verses. So you know that wherever you're going, you're gonna get there. And it's still playing. Like, we're still on freaking Kiki Badass. Kiki Badass's verse by the time you get to your destination. It's insane. So you got songs like that and these old rhythms with Alvin and Chipmunk's vocals, and they're in full blast, right? Meanwhile, someone is yelling from the back, "Niseo!" Nobody can hear her because the music is so loud. I always find that funny. How, like, I don't know if it's on purpose, why, if they do this, like the whole loud music, they don't hear the bus stops, then, you know, top 40 as they say, right? And then now the customer is pissed because you missed the bus stop. Now the wind is like, you should have said so, but she did say so. And now there's this whole back and forth. And the same thing happens again and again. And you're like, just turn down the music. Just turn it down. It solves everything. And it's not even good music, even though, music is subjective, right? But the loud music, or the trash loud music, if I have to say, mixed with trash speakers. Aibo. This one I'm putting in D tier because obviously you can mask it with headphones or earphones, but if it's loud enough, it will pierce through those things no matter what. Even if you have noise cancelling, whatever, it will pierce through. And that's one thing you don't want to do. But that's why I'm putting it in D tier because it's a minor inconvenience. You can live. But those are the ones that I have, guys. Let me know if you've got some more that you want to talk about. Let them come in the comments. I'm sure I left a whole bunch because Kombis and mushikashikas, God help us all. There's a lot that goes on there, and the fact that we're able to do it every single day is a miracle within itself. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely, I'll be doing a lot more of these. Let me know what I can improve upon. If there are any other tier lists you want to see. Everything that you have that you want to say that is constructive criticism, by the way, let me know in the comments and we'll read them, I'll respond to them, and I'll see what I'll be talking about next. But for now, I gotta love you and leave you. Cheers, guys. Peace.